Since I picked up my first Leica camera almost 10 years ago, I've often heard about the so-called Leica Look. At the same time, I came across discussions about the Zines Look, which has apparently been a thing and perhaps still is. That being said, this video won't provide a definitive answer as to whether the Leica Look truly exists. Instead, it's about a different Leica Look, or should I say a few Leica Looks? Watch the video until the end to find out what I mean and to discover the sweet surprise I have in store for all of you. Happy New Year and welcome to 2025. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a great start to the new year. This is my first video in 2025 and I've got a special surprise for you, but more on that a little bit later. I think you're really going to like it. No, this is not about cleaning my gear. However, my Leica Q3 lens hood got pretty scuffed up over the last year and a half. It's full of scratches, though I'm not quite sure how that happened. Though that seems to be one downside of the brass lifestyle. Now it's finally time to give it back a little bit of shine. As much as I like the original lens hood of the Leica Q cameras, it has its drawbacks when using filters especially. You can't remove the filter without first removing the lens hood, and using a polarizer is quite inconvenient. That's why I prefer this style of lens hood, and I also now got a black one. It's an aftermarket hood that does the job and it comes in significantly cheaper than the original Leica one. Alright, last year I uploaded a video addressing the concept of the Leica Look. While I love shooting with my Leica cameras, I'm not entirely sold on the idea that the Leica Look is something magical or exclusive. In that video I concluded that Leica lenses might have a distinctive look due to factors like exceptional sharpness and maybe a unique rendering of out of focus areas with a very smooth transition and also high micro contrast, which can create sort of a 3D pop. But I don't think that this is very exclusive to Leica lenses. For me, it's more about the user experience. When you truly enjoy the process of shooting, it also reflects in your images. It was also interesting to read your thoughts in the comments. Some of you highlighted technical aspects like micro contrast and bokeh, while others viewed the Leica Look as more of a marketing myth. What isn't a myth though is the introduction of Leica Looks in the Leica Q3. These distinctive color profiles are applied to JPEGs only, which is of course a downside and a little bit limiting. To address this, I've replicated two of Leica's color looks as Lightroom presets. This allows you to apply these looks to RAW files, and the response to these presets has been fantastic. With the introduction of the Leica SL3 and the recently launched Q3 43, there are two new additional Leica looks available. One of them, Eternal, features high contrast and punchy colors, which look great in certain situations. But my favorite has to be Chrome, which is subtle with muted colors and lower contrast. Right after recording the video, I noticed that Leica has released another Leica Look called Brass, which adds a warmer feel and analog charm to the images. That's a weird coincidence right when I talked about my brass lens hood for my Leica Q3. Of course, these looks are only applied to JPEGs, so I've also replicated them as Lightroom presets for RAW files. They work with any camera model, not just Leica cameras. Here are some examples. These are straight out of camera JPEGs with no editing whatsoever. On the right side you see the JPEG out of camera, and on the left the unedited RAW file. And of course the RAW plus my preset. And Chrome looks really nice, it's very subtle. Eternal on the other hand is very punchy with very rich colors, and it really reminds me on slide film. Not ideal for portraits, but you can pull it off and it can look really good. But now with the new look Brass, this has to be my favorite. It looks so good. I really like the colors coming out of the camera and also with my preset that I just created. Before I reveal my gift to you, I have a quick announcement. Next Saturday, January 11th at 5 p.m, I'll be giving a talk at the Leica store in Heidelberg. There are only a handful of spots left, So if you're interested, check the video description for a link to the event. And now at the beginning of 2025, I'm very excited to also share these 2 new presets with you free of charge. Some of you asked last time if I had a donation link, so now I've created one. But it's entirely optional whether you choose to donate or not. In order to get these presets, all you need to do is sign up for my newsletter. You'll find the link in the video description along with the donation link. If you're already subscribed, don't worry, I'll be sending out a newsletter tomorrow with the download link. Now, about giving my lens hood a fresh look. I started by using some sanding paper, then polished it with an electric toothbrush, followed by a polishing cloth. However, the brass ended up looking a bit too shiny for my taste, so I applied a fresh coat of paint. Now it looks great again. Alright, that's the first video, a very quick one for 2025. Happy shooting, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Until then, auf Wiedersehen.